Welcome back to the Groom Family Kitchen. Today we're going to be preparing something very special. We're going to be preparing a peanut butter cheesecake made in the Instapot with some chocolate on top, Chef. And I got this recipe from Twin Cities Adventures. I keep stealing his recipes. They're very good. I will link his recipe below. It's probably easier to follow his recipes than mine, Chef, because as you know, I could make a mistake. I almost do that almost every video, so we hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. Now, we shall be starting with some Nutter Butter cookies for the crust, folks. Now, if you're like me and you get lazy, and you're like, man, this is way too much work to make a whole cheesecake, you could actually just eat these for dessert. But anyways, I digress. I'm going to take out some out of here, and we're going to start making our crust. All right, folks, so we're going to be taking 12 of the Nutter Butter cookies. I'm going to add that into my Ninja here. And as you can see, this is going to leave plenty left over for us to snack on, so it's perfect. Okay, so turn this Ninja on, and then we are going to crust. Okay, let's check. Yes. Looks very good to me. You could probably crush this up finer if you're really a perfectionist, but turns out I don't care. So we're gonna stick with that, folks. Okay, then I'm gonna melt 4 tablespoons of butter here in the microwave. Probably 30 seconds or maybe a minute. Let's see. Oh, yikes. Highly recommend clean your microwave before you do this, but I clearly didn't, so there you have it. Okay, let's check on it here. That was 45 seconds. Ooh, melty. Nice. Okay, so add that in. We're gonna mix that all up till it's about the consistency of wet sand and go from there. So this is another point in the recipe where I'm seriously considering that I could just eat this over, say, ice cream or something like that. And this is why, folks, I recommend if you are going to make a cheesecake with these yummy ingredients, probably don't do it while you're hungry, because as you can see, every step of the way, I'm not doing great. I have to stop to eat it, and then you have to kind of start over. So yeah, I don't recommend it. Just eat first, then make the cheesecake. So there you have it. We're going to prepare our pan. We have a cheesecake pan here with a cute little clasp, which opens up and allows the bottom to come out. I'm going to cover that with parchment paper. I'm using a 7-inch pan, I think. I don't know. Doesn't say. So I guess it's a 7-inch pan according to my guesstimation. I guess you could use a tape measure to measure it, but I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy. So I'm going to cover this with parchment paper and then put it back in the bottom. Please hold. So I flipped the bottom over, and I'm just going to wrap it up like a cute little present here, which you can't really do one-handed, so I'm going to stop filming it for a moment. Wrapped it up real cute. Now we're ready. We're gonna put it back in here, and then I'm gonna clasp it back shut and spray it with some magical Pam. So I clasped it shut. Once it's in there, I kind of like to try to pull it a little taut, if you can. It doesn't really matter, but just to make it kind of cute. All right, now we're gonna spray it with some magical Pam. Now, I found out in the last video that this is kind of like fire extinguisher material. So please stay like at least a couple feet away and don't inhale it, or you might have a problem. Here we go. Brace yourself. Oh my gosh. Okay. That might have been a little much. I'm going to try to touch that up a little bit. Maybe I'll just rub it around with a paper towel or something. And I did halfway miss. But that's going to be good enough for me. I'm just going to try to spread it better. And then we're going to press in our crust. Now, once again, I don't know who approved this Pam to be edible. To be honest, I don't know, folks. It looks a little Little questionable, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to make it non-stick. That's what I say. Okay, so now we're gonna dump our little crust in here. And don't spill it, although spilling's normal, it's part of the process. And we're just gonna press it into the bottom, and then I'm gonna use a cup in order to press it in even further. That's just lightly hand pressed. Now I'm gonna use my glass and press it down even further. And it's okay if it comes up on the edges. I think that'll be super yummy if it does. Pressing it in like so. Well, you're mostly getting a video of just my hand, but you get the picture. Okay, a thought occurs to me that I'm using a slightly bigger pan than the original recipe, so I probably could have used more Nutter Butters. That's why it's really important, folks, if you're going to do this recipe, don't follow my recipe. Follow the original recipe. Because as I stated at the beginning of the video, highly likely that mistakes will be made here. Okay, so we're learning as we go, all right? But I just pressed that in. Looks pretty good. I'm going to put it in the freezer to make it nice and cold or whatever. So let's start next with our filling. Alrighty, we're starting the filling here. We're gonna use some Philadelphia cream cheese. Now, we're gonna use 2 8-ounce packages, or if you're good at math, that's 16 ounces. I'm going to open these up and I'm gonna melt them in the microwave for about a minute. All right, in we go. 1 minute seems kind of long for cream cheese, but I guess we're gonna see what happens. That's the recommendation by the original recipitor. So there you have it, folks. All right, let's check on it. Ooh, I think they're nice and melty. Okay, let me move my whisk here. All right, I'm thinking they're just gonna slide right off. Yee, a little yucky. I'm gonna scrape that over, and then I'm gonna get some peanut butter. Yum. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I went on a slight rant regarding 1/3 cup, 2/3 cup. I said, who has a 1/3 cup, 2/3 cup? Because I was frankly jealous and sad that I could not locate my 1/3 cup measuring cup. And folks, we have a revelation because we have found the exclusive, the elusive 1/3 cup. Hello, we're in business. Turns out I don't actually need that for this recipe, but hey, I'm happy. Alrighty, this recipe calls for 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. I'm using Jif because moms like me apparently choose Jif. And this is natural, folks. This is straight from a peanut. Except it says 90% peanuts. I don't know what else is in there, but apparently it's natural. So trust the marketing, people. Trust it. Okay, I'm going to do 1 cup of that. And when we're going to stir it up. We've got about a cup here, and we're gonna dump that in. All right, I'm gonna have to scoop it, apparently. Please hold. Okay, the peanut butter has been dumped, or scooped, I should say. Now I'm gonna give it a quick little whisk. Oh, snap, folks, this is looking super good. Guys, this is like looking like a freaking peanut butter cloud right now. And again, we've reached a point in the video where I'm considering just eating this straight up. But we will try to press on, and hopefully we make it to the end without eating every single step. Next, we'll be adding 1/4 teaspoon of Morton's salt. Quick funny side note, folks, I went and bought this Morton table salt 25-pound bag on Amazon. So I'm not sure who wants to do the math on that, how many cheesecakes I'll need to make using 1/4 teaspoon of salt. How many cheesecakes till I can use that whole 25-pound bag? You let me know. So as my grandma and mother always told me, measure your salt over the sink so you don't dump it into your cheesecake or any recipe that you're doing, which I have done before in a prior recipe. So check that out if you're feeling like you want to see some funniness. So I added the salt. Now I'm going to be adding 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And we've reached a point in the video where we see if I actually have enough. I think I will between these 2 sources. That's what we hope for. Wish me luck. Send your thoughts and prayers now, folks. Well, I'm pleased to announce that your thoughts and prayers worked, and we did have the half cup needed of powdered sugar, team. Now we shall be adding 2 tablespoons cornstarch. Has anyone ever noticed that cornstarch looks exactly like powdered sugar? Very suspicious. Next, we need 2 well-beaten eggs, so we're gonna beat the brakes off these eggs, folks. We've enlisted our sous chef Travis to do a celebrity beat. Okay, we've officially beat the brakes off these eggs. As you can see, no brakes, folks. Came right out, nothing stopping it. So, we're gonna mix this all together, and we're gonna have a cheesecake. Okay, next we're going to take our crust out of the freezer, nice and frozen now, folks. And then we're gonna add this in, and then we're gonna cook it, and then we're gonna have a cheesecake. All right, folks, there you have it. That's a cheesecake, except it's a raw cheesecake, so you can't eat it. Well, actually, you could eat it, but it has raw eggs, so it'll probably make you sick. I don't recommend it. Now, we're gonna get our Instapot ready. First, we're gonna clean our Instapot, and then we're gonna add our, 1 cup of water in the bottom there. Alrighty, folks, next we're gonna put our cheesecake on top of this trivet. Is that what you call this? Let me know in the comments if you call this a trivet, or perhaps you call it a trivet if you're French. Are you French? What do you call it? Let me know. Okay, we've added our trivet, or trivet if you're French, in with 1 cup of water, and we're gonna add the cheesecake next. We've added our cheesecake. Next, we shall add the lid of the Instant Pot. Alrighty, team, you need to set this over here. There's a venting option. There's a sealing option. It needs to be set to sealing. I don't know what that means, but that's the right setting. Then we're gonna click pressure cook. We're gonna put it to 28 minutes on the clock. We're gonna make sure it's on high pressure and normal, and we're not gonna keep it warm. That's important, okay? So once it builds pressure, this little thing here, indicator thing, is gonna pop up. As you can see, it's beeping, saying it's on, which we knew that because it's plugged in and there's lights and whatnot. But anyway, once it reaches pressure, it's gonna start the timer, and then we will see you then, team. All right, folks, so the timer has gone off, but as you can see, still have pressure. This little indicator indicates we have pressure. So we're gonna let it do a natural release of pressure for 10 minutes, and then after that, we can release the pressure manually. Alrighty, so 10 minutes has gone by. Actually, much more than 10 minutes, because to be honest, I forgot about it, folks. So actually, the indicator has gone down. So anyways, the good news is there's a lot of leeway here. It's really hard to mess this up. But if I was gonna release more steam, I would put it to the venting position. But as I said, not necessary. So I'm gonna open this now, and we're gonna see. It's gonna steam up on us. We have a cheesecake, folks. As you can see, there's water on there, and I'm gonna take it out, and then we're gonna blot that with a paper towel. All right, so as you can see, there's some water, so we're just gonna blot that with a paper towel, like so, to soak it all up. Some people put on like aluminum foil or something like that. You can do that, but I
didn't do that, because I just thought I'm just gonna blot it with a paper towel. It's really not that much, so this is like the lazy person's version of doing aluminum foil.
So I'm just gonna finish blotting, and I'll be back with you shortly, folks. Right, so there we have it. It's a cheesecake. It's a hot cheesecake. I've never eaten a hot cheesecake. I kind of want to try it hot one of these days, but we're gonna do what the people say, which is put it in the fridge. So, according to the experts, you want to put it in the fridge for at least 4 hours, and 8 hours is even better, and overnight would be the ideal situation, so I guess we're going to have to see you tomorrow, folks. Alrighty, folks, so the cheesecake has been sleeping nicely all night, and it is now the next day, and we're going to make our topping. Now, quick side note, I went back and reviewed the recipe, and it does turn out that you are supposed to make the topping before you put it in the fridge for the whole night. However, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm just going to make the topping and then put it back in the fridge to let the topping rest or sleep or settle or whatever you might call it, folks. Either way, I think it's going to be fine. I guess we'll see. I'm still going to eat it, so there you have it. Okay, so for the topping, we're going to be doing a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. Now, the original recipe does call for dark chocolate chips, and I typically would use dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate. However, as you can see, I got these chips on a spooky good deal, and can't beat Ghirardelli, I think. So I'll be using these chocolate chips and this heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to start with a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. You guys, you are not going to believe it. This next part calls for 2/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. That means I get to use my 1/3 cup, folks, that I've been looking for, that I found today. Wahoo! Ahem. Anyways, so I'm going to add my 2/3 cup heavy whipping cream, and then we're going to microwave. All right, so we're going to microwave at 30-second intervals, stirring each time until all the chocolate chips melt. Here we go, folks. This is the point in the program while this is microwaving where you can just feel free to start eating your chocolate chips. Unless you want to wait, unless you're full of Nutter Butters already, then yeah, I would recommend probably having a couple chips, keep you going. You need a little energy, but we're almost done. That's the timer there. So we're gonna stir it up. After the first 30 seconds, not quite ready yet, we're gonna do 30 more. Okay, so if you cook with chocolate a lot, then you're gonna know why we're doing this, but the reason is because you don't wanna overcook or overburn the chocolate, because once it goes too far, you can never get it back. Oh yeah. So that's after, I think, 1.5 minutes. Now we're starting to get there, folks. This looks really spooky good. Once again, considering just drinking this, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna hold out strong, and I'm gonna bring the cheesecake out, and we're gonna dump this on top and put it back in the fridge. So this has been in the fridge all night. As you can see, it does start to pull away from the sides. So that's my only concern now, is that I didn't put the topping on. So now I'm worried it might just all spill off, but hey, we're gonna try it, and we're still gonna eat it either way, as I already said, so let's try it and see. Alrighty, so here we go. Wish us luck. The thing is, I don't think we'll be able to get too thick, because like I said, it's just gonna go over the edge, which, you know, it's not ideal, but hey, at least the edges will be chocolate. Actually, looks like it's working pretty good here, folks. I'm just gonna dump all of it, screw it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on a plate because I'm a little worried that the chocolate might leak out the bottom, folks, to be honest. And we're gonna put that back in the fridge ASAP so that it's ready to go in a couple hours. Alrighty, so this has been in the fridge for probably a couple hours since I added the top. There's a slight little imperfection, but I'm willing to accept it. I'm gonna try now to take it out of the pan and see what we're working with here. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this open here, and we're gonna try to, uh-oh. Might be stuck. Oh, no, it's working, folks. As you can see, there's a little chocolate pull-off here. I think that's okay. Only problem is, I think it's stuck on this side too. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna have to take this now off of our parchment paper bottom that we have. Let me see how we can do this. Not sure how solid the bottom is. Oh, it's pretty solid, I think. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, there's the bottom. Now we want to get this parchment. I think I'm just gonna shove my hand under here. Have it be like a little, there you have it, folks. Pretty solid. I mean, it's been in there for quite some time. So there you have it, folks. That's peanut butter cheesecake, chocolate top. Alrighty, folks, there you have it. We have a peanut butter cheesecake, chocolate top. Pending the taste test, we will let you know the results here in a few. Okay, we're gonna give it a slice. Ooh. Oh, it's so thick. I can't even cut it. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold it. Oh my gosh. All right, we might have to pause the video, folks. I'm gonna slice it off camera. I think this could go horribly wrong. All right, I was able to successfully break through. Oh my gosh. Okay, we might have a success here, folks. Ooh, look at that. That looks like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Wow. All right, folks, so typically I have a celebrity guest do a taste test. However, in this case, I find that you might want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm the horse in this case. So many of you may have noticed the type of chocolate chip that I used, perhaps not the best choice for a sweet cheesecake, as I did use the bittersweet chocolate, which turns out that means it's kind of bitter instead of sweet. So in this case, I would rate the cheesecake with the chips that I used, sadly, like a 4 or 5 or maybe 6 at the most out of 10. But I did take some of the chocolate off of my slice, and then without the chocolate, it was more of an 8.5 out of 10. I really liked the inside, and the crust was pretty good. But yeah, sadly, me trying to get a deal, save some money, use my Wahoo chips, not the best idea. So if you are gonna make a cheesecake, don't cheap out, everybody. Don't be like me. So there you have it, folks. Have a great day. Bye.